The thoughts and opinions of this show is that of Drazy and does not coincide with all of Dre's Radio Cafe. Listening discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of In My Opinion. I am your host, Drazy. You know me for Dre's Radio Cafe. Appreciate y'all so very much for tuning in, listening, and supporting the movement of Dre's Radio Cafe. I thank y'all so very much. Today's episode is about hurting the ones you love, and how not to. Let me first start off by saying my disclosure. Anything I say on here is all an opinion of me. It's not an opinion of anything else that has to do with Dre's Radio Cafe. Can't be blamed on, More Than Music City Network. Can't be blamed on Boss Ladies Radio. Can't be blamed on Major vs. Indie. Any of that nature. This is all just my opinion. That's why it's called IMO, in my opinion. I am going to discuss today basically talking about hurting the ones you love and how not to hurt them, and just knowing what love is. So we're going to start at the base of it, what love is. My opinion, what love is a emotional feeling, a contact, a touch, a feeling, I should say, of knowing something different for the person that you are in tune with. It could be a kid, could be one of your children, could be, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever your partner is, anything of that nature. Love has to deal with an emotion, a feeling, a longing. Could be different for each person. Everybody's different. That's why there's different love languages too. One day I guess I'll have to get into the idea of love languages and things of that nature. But love has to do a lot of deal with a lot of emotions and stuff. Real talk. I am actually trying to go through the idea of trying to determine, differences and things like that of that nature. So with that being said, let me explain to you something. The true definition of love is, let's just say, an intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest or pleasure in something. Let's see the true definition. Profound, tender, passionate affection for another person, a feeling of warm, personal attachment or deep affection as for a parent, child, friend, sexual passion, or desire. So with that being said, it can be a number of things. Me personally, when I say loved ones, like I told you before, it could be my children, it could be, a friend, it could be as a parent, it could be, sexually. It's a number of things that it can be. There's a lot of things that it can't be. You can't love everything, and you can't love what is not to be loved. Like I said before, this is all my opinion. I've done some things in my past. I'm not perfect by a long shot, and I've hurt a lot of people, and I've learned that in the past that hurt people. I've said this before time and time again. I've said it in my episode on circles. I've said it in my episode on women or dicks. I've said that in the very first episode, 5 things in a relationship. I've said it several times. Hurt people. My thing to you is to say this: when you love somebody, you try your best not to hurt them. I know I've said the word try, and the reason I say that is because there's going to be some things that some people just don't understand that hurts them, and the best way to understand this is by not hurting them. Try your best not to hurt them. I've hurt people in my past. I'm not going to sit back and say I haven't. I hurt people in my presence. I hope I don't hurt nobody in my future, but that's still to be determined. But reality of it is that hurt people, and I was hurt back in the day. I was tarnished. I was used, I was abused, I was upset, I was very depressed, I was emotionally scarred, I was exiling myself from everything. I've done some bad things in my life, and I've hurt people in the past. Hurt people. I try my best not to, and I shouldn't have done a few things in my past that I'm not proud of. And, we say we're supposed to not. Some people say regret. I don't regret anything I've done in my past. Everything was done for a reason. I pray that I get better at what I'm doing and not hurt more people on top of what I already hurt. I'm not the best person in the world. I try to be a better influence. I try to be more of the person that people want to see me as. My children are an example of me. My past relationships were all examples of me. Things of that nature has always been a passion of mine that I've always tried to be better at. And I'm not perfect by a long shot. I'm not going to sit back and sugarcoat that shit and say that I was. Excuse my language. I'm trying my best not to cuss as much as I've been doing. So excuse me, because I don't know how much of this is going to go public and how much of it is not going to go because of the language. But I've been through a lot of bad things in my past, and I'm not proud of them. I've also told myself I'm not going to justify any of it and feel like I am hurting myself in the process, because I have done a lot of wrong. But you do not hurt the people that you love. Now, let me explain to you this. There has been times in my life that I've hurt people that I love, but for all the right reasons, but the wrong entail. Meaning, not telling them the full story, and in that point making somebody hurt or cry or upset or mislike or anything like that. Let me explain some things to you. Where there's hurt, there's hate. There's people that hate people, and hurt people hurt people. So let me explain to you what hate to me is. Hate is a word I do not like to use. I'm using it here as an example, and I'm going to use it as an example, and I'm going to hopefully let y'all understand what the word hate to me means, and I'm going to let it go and never go back on it again in terms of like how I address things. If I tell you I hate something, I really don't like it, and if it was on fire, please trust me, if it was on fire and it needed my urine to it douse out or whatever, or I have a cup of water or whatever, I'd rather drink it, pour it on the ground, whatever. Avoid putting that fire out. Just plain and simple. That's how much hate is to me. Alright. So hopefully if I ever tell you and I hope I don't never have to tell you that I hate you, just don't catch fire. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the plain and simple. Best way I can tell you, don't catch fire. Love. I would give you my all if I tell you I love you. My thing is that I tell my children I love them. I've told my exes in the past that I love them. I've told, my mom, my dad, my brothers, my sisters. I even tell family members that I love them. Let me tell you what that means to me. That means to me, if I'm on my, last leg and you need a leg to stand on, I got that leg for you. If it means me giving up a kidney, me giving up a gallbladder, or, whatever I have to do to help you, I would do. Because that's what my love is for people. It has to be a certain kind of love, though. You know what I'm saying? It can't be something as simple as me telling you, I love you. And a lot of the times, people fake the word love. Let me explain to you this. People will use the word love like it is a free gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will just misuse the word love. Now, you got a lot of people be like, well, how can this person treat me like this and then do me so bad? You're right. There's going to be people like that. They're going to say they love you. And they're going to treat you like shit. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm trying. We'll treat you like dog crap. There's going to be people in your lifetime that does that. Now, let me explain something to you. Every person is not like that. There's going to be some people that tell you they love you and you will get hurt. And it's not to hurt you. It was to avoid something going wrong. I've done some things in my past that I'm not too proud of or excited about or joyous on occasions to be wanting to talk about. I know me. I'm a hard worker. I'm a good dad. I'm a good friend. I'm a great, mate. I'm everything I can possibly be. I'm not the most exciting person. I'm not the most out there debonair person. I try to be me. I try to hold down my fort, be intelligent, be, a gentleman, be well entertained, Try to be hilarious, try to be fun, try to be outgoing, try to be me, try to be intimate, try to be all these things. I'm not perfect, and I have hurt where I loved people. I don't regret any of it because it is my life. You live and you learn. That's what we tell each other every day. Live and learn. All right. LAL. And it's crazy. Each day we sit and say to ourselves, is the person that we're with the person we're supposed to be with? I can tell 101 people I love them. Might not be that perfect person. May not be that person at all. But I do know this. If that person is that person, it's there and it'll be there. You can tell people you love them and make mistakes, and you have to go back and you have to TYC, take your charge. I tell that all the time too. TYC, take your charge. I'm taking my charge as I speak to people now. I may have told you I love you and I hurt your feelings. If I did, I apologize dearly because I'm not that perfect person. A lot of times I've told people this to avoid conflict. I've told people this to show them that I do, but in the process of me being able to show them, things have occurred that cause me not to be able to sway the way that things are supposed to go. We deal with things on a different basis. I've told myself that this is a touchy subject because all my life I've been through issues of people that I thought loved me, and some of them did and some of them didn't. I don't hold them accountable for what they've done in my past because that's my past and I've learned from them. I've learned to love them probably as much as they learned to love me back in return. Could be normal people, could have been people that I've ran across paths on the way. Could be people that I've been involved with, people I haven't been involved with, people that I've known for years, people that I haven't known at all. Like I said, the present is now, the future is to be determined, and I can't go back on the past. Alright, so anything that's happened before up till now, I've just had to embrace it and take it one day at a time. That means love. I tell people every day that I love them when they leave. I'm going to tell you why I tell a lot of people that too. There's a difference in how you feel. There's this deep passion. And I'm going to go through each one of the scenarios of the definition. But my thing is that I feel for a lot of people. If you know me and you know my character is about people pleasing. I'm a people person. I like being around people that, like to be around me. I'm always in that go mode of showing people how much I care and who I like to be around. And it's weird because I can't change who I am. I can't change what I do. But I do know me and I know how I am. So if I tell somebody I love them, it's because that truth is there. And I don't know if I'm going to see you the next day, tomorrow, the day after, whatever the case may be. But I want you to know that somebody's there. Listen, you can tell a person's vibe by how they are. And there's people out here in this world that have this wonderful soul and have a very bad vibe on them all the time. Some of them may be hurting from relationships, things of that nature. We don't know. We have no clue. We're not responsible for everybody. We're only responsible for us. But if the vibe is, I'm looking at you and your vibe off of your body is not showing me positivity, I'm throwing you something positive. That means I gotta tell you, hey, I love you, to let you see that there's a brighter to something. Then let it be. But a lot of the times you're looking at people that don't have a clear insight of what their life is like, and they don't know what life is sometimes. I am a firm believer in what you put out, you get back. And there's nothing in this world that can tell you anything different. I wish there would be a person in this environment that can tell me that that doesn't exist, and I will tell you wrong, because there is reasons behind the energy that you put out in the positivity, between positive and negative, and what you get back. Okay, that's a whole nother different story. All I know is as we sit here and we spit game on the word love is very, very, very intense and very important. As I get deep into it, like I said before, I will go off of every last one of the definitions of it, and I will go through and I'll explain it to you. I've got, give or take, 15 minutes. Let's go into it and do it like this. An intense feeling of deep affection. Um, that has to deal with like my kids. For example, my daughter. I love my daughter to death. Y'all may know her as Princess. I call her Princess. Princess is everything to me. Between her and baby girl, my very first daughter, and then Princess, of course, is the first birth daughter. So between my two girls, they are me in a nutshell. You know, that's the character behind me. I got two boys. Both of them, I love them very dearly. Just as much as I love the girls, I love all my kids the same. Nothing ever changes. This love is what I show for them. So the difference in my love for each one of them is, you know, showing them different. My youngest one doesn't really have the support. She has a support system where she's at, but she doesn't have that support system like she needs. Now, yeah, the kids, everybody around her love her and, you know, do things for her and treat her a certain kind of way and whatnot. And I think the attention is there, but it's not full there than how she is when she's with her dad. When she's with dad, it's just basically dad-daughter time. It's not no people intervening, all this other stuff. You do have people around her, but she knows the difference between that time and time at her house. And so it's a different kind of love. I tell her every day when I see her or talk to her, say, I love you. She says, I love you too, Dad. You know, and it is what it is. But there is a bond between me and her that is like inseparable. I mean, my older kids, all my kids are older, and they're like, I ain't need that love, blah, blah, blah. I tell my daughter, you know, I love her. My older daughter, I love her. I don't throw a lot of names out there because I don't want everybody trying to, you know, bamboozle the idea and, you know, go chasing and all that stuff. But my daughter, my oldest daughter, I tell her I love her, and we've had some, you know, I have some feelings that are different upon her because she's grown. You know, she's grown. And I don't want to ever make her feel like I've embarrassed her or disappointed her or made her feel some kind of way. But I still try to show her that love every single day in some form of fashion. My son, my second oldest son, let me take that back. My second oldest son, because I got two sons. My second oldest son, he's going through a phase of real maturity. And he's getting to that point where now he's more responsible, more in tune. And I never second guess him on what he does or how he does it or what he's doing. And I would never change that environment on him. Never. I tell him every day I love him. When we talk and chit chat, we discuss things that he likes to discuss on. We keep moving forward. I try to give him positive feedback. It's different. I won't try to hurt him. I wouldn't try to hurt my daughter. I wouldn't try to hurt my youngest daughter. My oldest son, he's got 4 kids. I'm a proud grandfather. I don't show it that much because I'm always on the move. I'm always running. But I am proud of my grandchildren, just the same as I am proud of my son. And he's amazing. I know his life was a struggle from a good long while, and I pray every day that it gets better for him. But there's a love bond between the two of us also, and that bond is set on the idea that he's always can come to me and ask me or tell me or know that I'm not going to be negative to him in any form or fashion. My intent and my bond to him is that dear, that he knows that I love him, that he can't change that, regardless of if he hurts somebody in his lifetime. You don't hurt the ones you love. And if you do hurt the ones you love, you make up by doing what is right. And if you can't do what's right, you have to go to that person and tell them, hey, this is the scenario. You can either accept it or not accept it. Accept my apologies, my understanding, and hope that we can move on as friends. Be good friends, continue to be what it is, or move past it. Alright? You don't hurt the ones you love in any form of fashion. It happens though. It's life. It happens. We do it at work. We do it at, you know, jobs. We do it outside of jobs. We do it with family members. We do it with, you know, friends. We do it with, you know, friends of our friends. There's a never-ending story to how people are treated in a lifetime. You do not hurt the ones you love. I've done it before. I'm sorry. I have to apologize to it. I have to make it right. I have to tell people, hey, listen, just let me work it out. If I can't work it out, I have to tell you the truth. I mean, it's no different. It's the same thing. Telling you the truth and working it out is two different things. But you have to be able to do one or the other. You can't do the idea and think that it's going to work that way, because not all the time does it work that way. Okay, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. So that is addressed. It is about that. Also, let's look at another one. Another example. Let's look at the idea that a great interest or pleasure in something, like like a sport. Like, I love music. Like, music to me is my love. I love music. I love music. I love the idea behind the music. I love being behind the microphone. I love my idea that I put my intent into music. It's a number of things that is like that. But I'm never going to hurt music. The only way I can hurt music is by not contributing to it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't hurt this. This is a totally different form of it. So sticking to the game plan itself, I mean, I would rather be on the idea or the topic that, is having a deep affection for something. When I say that, I mean, like, relationship wise. Like, I tell people I love them, but if I tell you I love you, let's say relationship wise. Let's just go relationship wise. If I tell you I love you, then that's something deep, something really, really, really deep, because I've been scarred, I've been hurt, I've been, mistreated, been, taken the wrong way. And they say hurt people hurt people. So if I tell you I've learned from something, what I did learn is I'm not going to tell you I love you if I don't truly love you. So if you're hurting me or make me feel away, or I'm not that person for you, or you make me feel awkward or something like that, and I tell you, and I don't ever tell you I love you, it's because I don't. I'm just being honest about it. If I sit back and I say I love you, and I do say I love you, and I continue to say I love you, and I show you that, then I do love you. Now, I'm not perfect, like I said before, and I've hurt people that I've told I love to. And a lot of it was when I was back in my player days, back when I was younger, and I did some dumb stuff. I've been with some wrong people. I've been in the wrong crowd. I've been mistreated. And I can't use that as an excuse. I mean, a lot of people say use that as an excuse. You can use being mistreated as an excuse all the time. I've done some wrong, and I've seen people do me wrong. And it doesn't account ability for what I should be doing or how I should be. I will say, I tell people I love them on a daily basis. My brothers, my sisters, my daughters, my sons, my people, my coworkers that I really truly have been around with a long time. I will tell them I love them because they've been an important part of my circle, my lifestyle, and my living, and the way I've been. And it's very important that you keep that morale with people, because these are people that make a difference to you. I would hope that somebody will say I love you, Dre, just for the spite of it, and really mean it, because I am a caring person. I am that type of person. I will say this though, you do not hurt the ones you love. When you do hurt the ones you love, you make right. You do what's right. If you can't do what's right or figure out what's right, you make an alternative to what is right to make that justification for whatever it is a better situation. You don't give in on anything like that. If you show love to somebody and they can show that back, then it's a big deal. You do not hold back on what love is. Tell them people that you love them daily, because they can be gone and next. I have, once again, I have done so much wrong in my past that I cannot be justified. I'm not saying I did it by just telling people I love them and doing them wrong. No, I have not done that all in its entirety. I've had that done to me before, though. I'm not going to sit back and tell no story about it. But that doesn't constitute who we are, who I am, who you are. Know that if somebody tells you they love you, you have no choice but to believe it until you cannot see that. If they do hurt you, you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. I ask that of a lot of people. Give somebody the benefit of the doubt, because they could be wrong. They could have been in a position where they don't have a choice. They didn't have an opportunity. They didn't have a way of thinking. Their mind state might have been not perfect. We do things that are not of the perfect mind all the time. We make a decision based off of instant whatever it is. We do it spontaneously. And sometimes we don't realize what consequences can be and what can happen. And like I said before, I've told people I love them, and things don't work out, and things will go bad, or things will go south, or you know, and I'm not perfect with trying to definitively get the things right, but I will say, hear me out, or try to show you, or try to at least give you an example or idea of what was missing and what happened. Doesn't mean I don't love you, just means that I messed up somewhere. People are known for falling down and getting up again. That is just natural in life. That is life's true meaning of learning at some point or another. If you haven't been to that point where you fell, bumped your head, and got back up, you know what I'm saying, or fell for some reason for something, might have fell for a guy or a girl, and they mistreated you, and in the process, they told you they love you, or you told them they love you, or you love them, and something happens, and you realize like it wasn't meant that way, but that person did love me, or that person does care. Because you got people out there in this world that'll be like, I love you, and just don't care at all. They're just using you. Then you got those people out there that say, I love you, and they do want something that's best for you, even if it's not them. I've had people say, I love you even if me and you just friends. And I have people say, hey, I love you, and really truly mean it. I understand, and I've learned, and I've been that way. And all I can tell you is to continue to be that guided light for some people if you really truly love them, because this world is based off of good and evil, positive and negative, yin and yang, light and dark. I mean, it is what it is. We have to learn as human beings how to make this world a better place. We can't make it alone off of positive and negative. That's like battery post. That's just like, and you got to treat it like a battery in order for you to get the best out of life. Some things got to be positive and negative, but at the same time too, you want to have more positive and negative, because when you got positive, it makes a car run. Negative doesn't make a car run. Think about it. You need the energy, you need the power to boost some things. Man, if you didn't have say you didn't have an alternator, and you didn't have no battery, and you didn't have, you know what I'm saying, all this stuff doesn't get, brought back to life. You can't use this constantly. But we live in a world where we have a very forgiving God. We have a very understanding, bond with certain people. We have certain things that are there in place to make things better. We don't have the greatest, set of other standards, and I don't want to go deep into these things because then I'm getting into a realm of miscommunication and misunderstanding, and people having their own little feelings and all this stuff. I don't care about a lot of things that I should, let me take that back. I do care about a lot of stuff that I should be concerned about, but there's a lot of things that I'm not going to overpress than other things. So to get that all said and done, I'm not going to betray that idea. With that being said, I appreciate y'all listening. If y'all have a different opinion about how not to treat people and how not to hurt people that you love, feel free to hit me up, drezey21 at yahoo.com. That's drezey21 at yahoo.com. I hope this episode of In My Opinion has helped you out in some form or fashion. If it did, go ahead and hit that heart over here on Speaker Radio, or whatever it is, the like button, or whatever the case may be on whatever platform you're on. I thank you so very much. I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I'm going to show y'all ways to reach me. And until next show, protect, provide, spread love, and get that money. But put God first. All right? I'm out of here. Peace.
Ways to reach me. DREZEY21 at yahoo.com. That's DREZEY21 at yahoo.com. You can also call 615-540-3998. That's 615-540-3998. If I do not answer, feel free to leave me a message or send me a text message. I will get them as soon as possible, and I will return your message, all right? Also, you can check out the website, www.Dre's Radio Cafe. That's www.DRESRadiocafe.com, all right? Man, so many ways to reach me. Hit me up whenever you get the opportunity. That's Dre's Radio Cafe. What you sipping on? Let's get into it. Let's go.